Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by a posting on the bulletin board in Village Hall, by mail to the Ridgewood News, the Record, and by submission to all persons entitled to same as provided by law of a schedule including the date and time of this meeting. Roll call.
Councilman Hache.
Here.
Councilman Seaton.
Here.
Councilman Voigt.
Here.
Councilwoman Walsh.
Here.
Mayor Newton.
Here. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join us for a moment of silence in honor of our men and women serving our nation and our first responders. Thank you. Okay. We just have some administrative things to begin with. I move the bills, claims, and vouchers and statement of funds on hand as of December 31st, 2016 and January 31st, 2017 be accepted as submitted. Second.
Hache.
Yes.
Seaton.
Yes.
Voigt.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes. I move the Village Council minutes of January 11, 2017, having been reviewed by the Village Council and now available in the Village Clerk's office, be approved as submitted.
Second.
Hache.
Yes.
Seaton.
Yes.
Voigt.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes. Okay, great. Before we start with our proclamations, we have a couple of guests here this evening that we'd like to introduce. We have some Dad's Night dads, so we'd like for them to come up. Dennis Murphy, John Pizzanant, Todd Patton, and Craig Burton. Why don't you all come up? And as some of you might know, Dad's Night is one of the biggest fundraisers for the Somerville and Hawes schools. It's a collaborative effort. Come on up. Full disclosure, I am a former Dad's Night mom.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
Everybody knows that.
You survived.
Okay, so why don't you...
Sometimes it is harder on the wives.
but we do get through. Okay, so why don't you just tell us all about what you're doing, your show this year, and give it a plug.
Yes, so this year, thank you for the introduction. We have John, myself and John, who are the chairman this year, and Todd and Craig are our directors. So we do a variety skit show for the kids of Somerville and Hawes, and I believe Ramon was there last year, so.
Great show.
Yeah, you're a good liar. The dads do everything. We do everything. We do our music, our sound, all the acting, all the writing, everything. The wives are not involved at all. The kids love it. And what we do is we raise money for the schools. This year at Somerville, we painted the lockers, we got new bike racks, we got the Magaga pit, and whatever the principals feel is the primary need, we kind of, provide. And we do, John, like a couple other things through the year, like other charity things. We do scholarships and the high school scholarships, blood.
Right. One of our members unfortunately passed away this past year, and we did provide some funds to the family as well.
Yes. Okay. We do a blood drive, a turkey drive, a coat drive, lots of things like that. And our show is coming up on March 10th and 11th. If you dare, come check it out.
Welcome.
And just again, in a spirit of full disclosure, our village attorney is also a former member of the Hawes Dad's Night group, and he,
former chairman.
Former chairman, yes. So we do. So actually, we appreciate it. We know everyone's going to go out and watch the show and support this wonderful program. It's been going on for how many years?
73.
73 years. So everybody, mark your calendars. Date again?
March 10th and 11th.
March 10th and 11th.
At BF Auditorium.
Watch the show, and it's a really great opportunity. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great opportunity to fundraise for special things within the two schools, Somerville and Hawes. So thank you very much. Good luck, and break a leg.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and with that, we'll go to proclamations, and we'll start with actually the Dad's Night Days by Councilman Hache.
Whereas the Village of Ridgewood treasures its children, and whereas our school system supports and nurtures our children, and whereas Dad's Night has helped our schools by raising hundreds of thousands of dollars over the past 73 years, and whereas Dad's Night is dedicated to providing this service to the village's children, and whereas this year's event will be titled the Dad's Night Awards, now therefore, the Village Council of the Village of Ridgewood does hereby proclaim Friday, March 10th, 2017, and Saturday, March 11th, 2017, as Dad's Night Days at Hawes Elementary School in the Village of Ridgewood in honor of all the dads here this evening. as well as all those who have volunteered before them. And also, whereas the Village of Ridgewood treasures its children, and whereas our school system supports and nurtures our children, and whereas Dad's Night has helped our schools by raising hundreds of thousands of dollars over the past 73 years, and whereas Dad's Night is dedicated to providing this service to the village's children, and whereas this year's event will be titled the Dad's Night Awards, now therefore the Village Council of the Village of Ridgewood does hereby proclaim Friday, March 10th, 2017, and Saturday, March 11th, 2017, as Dad's Night Days at Somerville Elementary School in the Village of Ridgewood in honor of all the dads here this evening, as well as all those who have volunteered before them.
Great. Thank you. Read Across America Day proclamation will be read by Councilwoman Walsh.
Whereas the National Education Association's Read Across America will be conducted on March 2nd, 2017, as a national celebration of reading and the birthday of Theodore Seuss Geisel, better known as Dr. Seuss. And whereas Read Across America NJ will be observed statewide by the New Jersey Education Association in partnership with the New Jersey State League of Municipalities, the New Jersey Library Association, and their local affiliates across the state to promote reading and adult involvement in the education of our community's students. And whereas the citizens of the Village of Ridgewood stand firmly committed to promoting reading as the catalyst for our students' future academic success, their preparation for America's jobs of the future, and their ability to compete in a global economy. And whereas the Village of Ridgewood has provided significant leadership in the area of community involvement in the education of our youth, grounded in the principle that educational investment is the key to the community's well-being and long-term quality of life. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Village Council of the Village of Ridgewood calls on the citizens of the Village of Ridgewood to assure that every child is in a safe place reading together with a caring adult on March 2nd, 2017, and be it further resolved that the Village Council of the Village of Ridgewood enthusiastically endorses the NEA's Read Across America and recommits the Village of Ridgewood to engage in programs and activities to make America's children the best readers in the world.
Thank you. And Super Science Saturday proclamation will be read by Deputy Mayor Seaton.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas Saturday, March 4th, 2017, Super Science Saturday is a community-wide family fair dedicated to the idea that science is exciting and fun. And whereas this event is billed as the greatest science extravaganza in northern New Jersey, and whereas more than 1,000 science lovers from Ridgewood and surrounding communities will flock to Ridgewood High School to see a host of science exhibits, workshops, and demonstrations, and whereas students from all of Ridgewood schools will be participating in the Hall of Science, and whereas Super Science Saturday appeals to everyone from the casual observer to the aspiring scientists, sparking an interest in students, adults, and organizations wishing to further explore their passion. And whereas the traditional events will include Thomas Edison Live, an interactive performance, the annual Great Paper Airplane Fly-Off, and rocket launches. And whereas this annual event was started by award-winning science teacher Jim Wallace to encourage families to share their science interest and talents, and is now run by a parents' committee of dedicated volunteers. And whereas this invaluable service to our youth has become a hallmark of goodwill and cooperation, now therefore be it resolved that the Village Council of the Village of Ridgewood does hereby proclaim March 4th, 2017 as Super Science Saturday in the Village of Ridgewood, and invites science enthusiasts of all ages to come to Ridgewood High School to join in the festivities.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. And before we move on, I just wanted to point out one thing about Dad's Night. The dads and Dad's Night spend their time at Somerville and Hawes during those elementary school years singing and dancing on the stage at that level. During the middle school years, they have a little lull, and then they get to graduate on to Ridgewood High School Jamboree Scholarship Fund. And it just so happens that tonight is the very first night of the Jamboree Scholarship Foundation fundraiser, and including tomorrow night, the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th, concluding on Saturday night. And last year alone, Jamboree Scholarship Fund raised over $150,000 to distribute amongst our Ridgewood High School students on a need-based scholarship basis. So it's really another great fundraising opportunity, and we hope everyone will either go and watch the show at the Benjamin Franklin Middle School or log on to the Jamboree website and make a donation. So appreciate everyone's support. Thanks again, Dad's Night, and thank you, everyone. And now we're going to move on to a really big event. We're going to be swearing in, administering the oath of office to our 6 newest police officers, our police lieutenant and 1 police captain. So council members, can join me. Village manager. Matt, you want to come down? Is this, okay, whoop, there it is. Okay, good. So before we start, I just want to talk a little bit about the new police officers and how they began their journey to tonight. I think in 2013, the young men that are being sworn in administer oath of office this evening took a civil service exam, and they sat on the list. They had to pass a test and rank on the list, and I'm sure all of you know this. And at some point, they were certified and went through an entire process to actually be hired within the village of Ridgewood as police officers. But what happened remarkably, and just for the record, 2 of whom are my sons. So I have now become very engaged in understanding of what these police officers went through during the time that they started the police academy to this day. These guys are up at 4 a.m., starting in July, at 4 a.m. every morning to get in a vehicle, to travel up to the Bergen County Police Academy, to go through grueling hours and hours and hours of training, target practice, qualifying, academics, medical, everything. You name it, they went through it. It was grueling. 4 a.m., they didn't come home until, I think, 5, 6 o'clock sometimes. Defensive driving, every conceivable aspect of police activity they were trained in. They graduated in December at the down in Hackensack from the Bergen County Police Academy as one of the highest grade point average classes in the history of the academy. They also ranked very high in their, I'm going to get this, qualifying shooting target practice, qualifying. So they really did a terrific job, and they've now been on the job since December, since after graduating, and they're in field training. So they really have worked very hard to be here tonight, and before we even begin, let's give them a round of applause. And in fairness, we have to really give a shout out to the families and friends and village staff and our village manager and council members and everyone who also offered their support during the past couple of months and really urging our guys to get through this and work hard and continue and persevere. So with that, we will begin having our officers sworn in. First, we'd like to call up Police Officer Douglas Boucher. Okay, you're going to go right here, and we don't want to be in that way. Left turn. And who do we have here?
My father, Alan.
Okay, Alan, hello. So, Alan, you're going to hold the Bible. And Douglas, you're going to put your left hand on the Bible. And right hand, raise your right hand. And hopefully I'm going to remember this because it's committed to memory. Okay. So you're going to state your name after I say aye. Okay.
I, Douglas Boucher,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United
to
States
support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New
and
Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Could you just hold that? Congratulations. appears we had a rung on Douglas's. Douglas Christopher. And who's swearing you in? Who's holding the Bible? Okay. Hi, Billy. How are you? Good to meet you. So come on over here. Left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand. And remember to state your name after I say aye. Don't forget. I
I, Douglas Christopher,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution
to support the Constitution
of the United
of
States
the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Brandon Donnelly. Okay.
I, Brandon Donnelly,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution
to support the Constitution
of the United
of
States
the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my abilities,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Jack Knudsen. Raise your right hand.
I, Jack Knudsen,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution
to support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all of the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Zachary Knudsen. Left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand. State your name after I say aye.
I, Zachary Knudsen,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all of the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my abilities,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Kyle Scarpa. Police Officer Kyle Scarpa. How are you?
I, Kyle Scarpa,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution
to support the Constitution
of the United
of the
States
United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I'll faithfully,
and I'll faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of Office of Police Officer
of Office of Police Officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my abilities,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Police Lieutenant Brian Pullman. Left hand. You know the routine, right? Okay. Don't forget. Okay.
I, Brian Pullman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the Office of Police Lieutenant
of the Office of Police Lieutenant
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Police Captain William Amoruso. Left hand on the Bible. Okay, great. I
I, William Amoruso,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all of the duties
perform all the duties
of the Office of Police Captain
of the Office of Police Captain
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. So on that note, we're just going to remind everyone, congratulations, do your best, work hard, be safe, always be safe, and congratulations, everyone.
Tell them to leave quietly.
Great job up there, guys.
We lost everybody.
Great job, fellas. Way to clear out a meeting.
You smell it?
I do, probably.
If you're not staying for the meeting, to please step out into the hallway after photo ops, Scarpa family.
Thank you, Chief.
We were just saying how your two sons look like twins, and then your son is like completely different from them. I was just saying, you have two sons who look identical, and they could be twins, and then your other son looks completely different. His eyes, like shape.
Oh, you mean Jack looks so big? Yeah, Jack is huge.
But compared to the other
Jack has a train of...
He's healthy boy.
He made it right to the bitter end of the Ironman in the Police Academy. He made it, he was like right there, he finished the whole thing, he just was off ice, like ever so slightly timing.
Nice. Nice.
He's healthy.
All right.
They will, they'll be very brief.
So we'll be moving on to comments from the public, not to exceed 3 minutes per person for a total of 40 minutes. Any comments from the public?
Guess not.
No.
Move on.
Okay.
Okay.
No comments?
Don't give it any more.
Okay. I just want to make sure everybody hears me. Comments from the public being none, we'll move on to the manager's report.
Okay, I have,
What?
thank you, Chief.
Downstairs.
Okay, I have a few things to report tonight. The first is a reminder that the Village Council's February 22nd work session has been canceled, so the next Village Council work session will be held on March 1st at 7:30 p.m. We sent out an e-notice today as well as a reverse 911 call, and I just want to make everyone aware that due to the impending snowstorm, the village will not be picking up recycling or solid waste on Thursday. This means that parts of the west side will not be picked up until Tuesday, February 14th. In addition, from Friday, this Friday to the following Wednesday, February 15th, we're requesting that all recycling and solid waste be brought to the end of your driveways near the curb, but not in the street, for the safety of our village staff. In addition, in all residential zones, a reminder that the snow must be removed within 24 hours of it forming. This is very important for everyone who walks on the sidewalks, including our children who walk to school, as well as our commuters who walk to and from their pickup points. All overnight street parking is prohibited tonight and also Thursday night. Please try to stay off the roads as much as possible so that our village crews are able to do their work clearing the village streets. The storm is also predicting high winds, so if you do have a power outage, please report it directly to PSE&G. The number is on our website. It's 1-800-436-7734. Please also check the village-wide website for important storm updates at ridgewoodnj.net. And kindly check on your neighbors and the elderly during the storm, and please be safe. PSE&G has put out some storm preparations. You should plan on, if there is some kind of power outage, things like water, food, at least a 3-day supply of non-perishable food, battery-powered or hand-crank radio, flashlight and extra batteries, first aid kit, manual can opener for food, cell phones with chargers. Downed wire should always be considered live. Do not approach or drive over a downed wire, and do not touch anything that it might be in contact with. Good news, we've just been told that we will have the ability to use Wi-Fi to check badges at Graydon Pool this summer. This Wi-Fi will be for staff use only. Village Hall and the stable, we have office closures this coming Monday, February 13th, and observation of Lincoln's birthday, and then the following Monday, February 20th, for President's Day. Sanitation and recycling schedules are suspended on these holidays, and the recycling center is also closed. Reminder, as the mayor said, Jamboree is being presented at Ben Franklin Middle School tonight, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. In addition, I'd just like to read one quick email. This week, earlier in the week, in one day, we had 2 village employees in recycling who went above and beyond. Andre Savalos saw an unattended computer bag in our recycling yard. Upon further inspection, he noticed important paperwork within it. Andre secured the item and went on his route. When our resident returned some hours later looking for his laptop and passport, we were able to return everything intact and unharmed. Another one is a business owner came in asking if we could search the cardboard truck for her friend's car key. Moses Barahona and Andre Zavallo unloaded cardboard from one truck into another to get to the section where her boxes were. Moses went further and physically searched the floor of the truck. The key was found and returned. These are just 2 recent examples of extraordinary customer service by our village employees. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, that was the end of your report, right? Okay, good, moving on. Councilman Voigt.
Thank you, Mayor. So the FAC, Financial Advisory Committee, met this past Monday. We continue to review the analysis of the parking garage and its options in paying for it. The intention is to present to the council, I think, the beginning of March, which I think is March 3rd. We also potentially will be looking at the fats, oils, grease, and masticated food business in the that is currently taking place down at our recycling plant, and its potential and its capacity, and we'll be meeting with Village Hall next week as it relates to that. We had, I don't know, about a month and a half ago, we had signed a resolution to meet with New Jersey Transit. So we did meet with New Jersey Transit, and lo and behold, they don't have any money, which is fine. It's it was kind of expected. Have they, interestingly, they do work with private enterprises, and these private enterprises or businesses have built garages in and around their train stations, and they operate those garages, and they pay for the whole thing, soup to nuts. And then that means architect, that means, you know, paying for everything, even the bonding of it and all that kind of stuff. So the thinking is to have them come, a couple of companies come in next week. One of them is called Nexus, Nexus, and they seem to do a pretty good job of managing these parking garages because they're very profitable in the various areas where they're put. And the thinking is to get them in over the next couple of weeks. And I was hoping that Councilman Hache would be willing to participate in talking with these people to see whether or not there may be a possibility. I mean, this is probably way out in left field, and it may not work, but just the possibility of whether or not they could consider building a garage here and what it would cost and the size and all that kind of stuff. So that's on the plate over the next couple of weeks. The planning board met last night. We reviewed the Dayton development, which is the Brogan sites directly behind Mount Carmel or west of Mount Carmel. And they, and Mayor Newsom, please add some if I've missed any stuff here. They reviewed the traffic, pedestrian safety, and parking analysis for the Dayton development. The discussion really centered around the impact of the Dayton development on the village, the central business district in particular, you know, as it related to those particular situations, traffic circulation and pedestrian safety. And it also centered around some of their potential contributions to each of those particular issues. And they will be finishing up, I believe, their presentation, is it April 18th?
The Dayton's April 4th.
April 4th, okay. And so they'll be talking again about the parking issue as it relates to the Dayton. The next meeting we have for the planning board is February 21st, which is going to be Chestnut Village, which is directly west of the Y or behind the YMCA or the YWCA. And these are all live, so you can certainly watch them on TV, or you can certainly come to the meetings. The planning board, you know, we had a kind of a bittersweet goodbye for Blaise Branchow last night. And we just want to we just wanted to let Blaze know how much the planning board, just right on time, Blaze. We wanted to know, we wanted to let, sit down. We wanted to let Blaze know how much we appreciate all the stuff he's done for the planning board over the years. It has been, he has been an absolute, unbelievable a person who's just got tremendous amount of knowledge. And, you know, we're going to miss him. We're going to miss him dearly. We're going to miss his insights and all the stuff that he's done. So, Blaze, thank you so much for everything you've done. Just want to let you know that.
I'm going to miss the village as well.
Well, I hope you do.
I will.
I mean, a lot.
I'm not saying it to be politic or nice or
That's
anything.
okay. That's fine.
It's true.
All right. Interestingly, there was a kind of a one-off meeting last week. It was actually coordinated by Jeannie Johnson. It was called Let's Move Forward Together. And I happened to attend it. It was a $25 ticket. This is probably not part of the committee stuff, but if you can give me some liberty.
You can share. Feel free to share. We want you to share.
Thank you. Thank you. So anyways, Jeannie Johnson put this together, and it was a really good conversation. It was two people who actually work on Fox News. They're kind of on Fox News, contributors to Fox News. One of them is a Ridgewood graduate. His name is Guy Benson, who is a staunch Republican. And then the other woman's name is Julie Roginski, who is a staunch Democrat. And they spar on the air with each other, but it was really interesting to see they completely have different ideologies, and, you know, they kind of fight with each other on air, but they're really good friends in the end. And it was just nice to see that, you know, you can have different ideologies and you can kind of, in the end, kind of get together. And it was well worth it. It was really, really fascinating as to how, you know, people are thinking these days from Republican and Democrat. Another aside, and I promise I'll shut up in about 30 seconds. So one of the things that that concerned at least me I guess we had a meeting last week, and we're talking about, you know, there's this dilemma of the employee parking, you know, that's at Cottage Place and at North Walnut Street, and so. Last week I went to each of these places, and I know we've cut it back a little bit, but I went to, and they were relatively empty. And so I asked Heather to pull the number of stickers that we have assigned up. And, you know, based on our spaces now, we're going to have a total, I think, of 60 spaces or 58 spaces in the end. We have 60 stickers already signed up. So we've got those lots full. I don't know where the people are, but they've signed up. They've signed up. So we're full up on the employees. It appears to be. And so the question is, where are they and where are they parking? But we've sold everyone that we can so far, so that's just an FYI. So I apologize for going off on a tangent, and thank you.
No
Mayor.
tangent. It was all good.
Thank
all
you.
Good. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Councilman Dwight. Deputy Mayor Seaton.
Thank you, Mayor. REAC met yesterday. REAC and Shade Tree met yesterday, so that's the bulk of my report. Usually they meet on the second Tuesday of the month, but with the second Tuesday of this month being Valentine's Day, the chairs of both committees thought that it might be, it might cause some waves at home, so anyone's significant other, you know, they don't have to worry, meetings are through and we'll be free for Valentine's Day. But a lot of exciting things are happening with REAC. April 6th, we're going to show a film at the library called Tapped. It starts at 7 p.m. It compares bottled water to municipal water and gives you some pros and cons about you know, what kind of bacteria and things are in bottled water, and they compare it to municipal water. So that'll begin again at 7 p.m. in the library on April 6th. Dave Scheibner from Ridgewood Water will also be there, and he'll conduct a Q&A after the movie. It's about an hour and 15 minutes long, and Q&A should be about 15 minutes to a half an hour. April 23rd at Van Ness Square Memorial Park will be the Earth Day celebration from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's co-sponsored this year, as it's been the past few years, by the Ridgewood Conservancy for Public Lands and Ridgewood Water this year, which is new, and the theme for Earth Day will be Rain to Drain. So we're doing a lot of water-themed things, and Ridgewood Water is going to have a tent with displays, and you could go and ask questions and read information. There will be a dog parade, and it's a really great day. There's a lot of vendors. You can learn a lot about the environment, and it's just a good day out in the park. So we're looking forward to that. REACT's also looking at several locations in the central business district to put some smaller bike racks and various styles for these bike racks. We have to settle on a style, and then we could bring those to the Historic Preservation Commission so they can approve the styles, because Ridgewood Central Business District is a historic district. So after REACT, the Shade Tree Commission met, and we discussed filling out the grant application for Sustainable New Jersey, which a portion of that is the resolution approving the application. That will be on tonight's agenda a little bit later. Another topic that came up was the sidewalk replacement program, and apparently a number of residents on Hillcrest Road had a few letters indicating that they had sidewalk repairs. Now, oftentimes with these sidewalk repairs, sometimes people don't know that you can save the tree. There are simple, inexpensive ways to do it. I know about 2 blocks away from my house on Nagel, there's they were hit with sidewalk replacement notices, and it's a similar situation in that block. They all have very large trees. They're all 70 feet or so, and you could tell where the trees were saved. It's called a bump out. So instead of replacing your sidewalk and going straight in line with the sidewalk on that entire block, it's between $40 and $60 worth of a little bit extra concrete, and you could make a curved bump out around the tree. So not only does a tree, but the base with the roots will have room to continue to grow, and in all likelihood, in most instances, the tree could be saved, and residents could work with the village arborist, and they could see whether or not that's a possibility. So I know there's a lot of large trees on Hillcrest, and people might be concerned about that. That's one way that you could address that and more than likely save the tree. And the last item I have, I would just like to take this opportunity to wish Mayor Knutson a happy birthday, since it is her birthday tomorrow. And that is my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Councilwoman Walsh.
So we had the Ridgewood Arts Council meeting last evening, and we're finalizing all of the plans for the augmented reality. Collaboration for augmented reality is with several different groups, with the schools and the Student Art Month, which starts in March. Also with REACT for Earth Day. We're going to have probably a table to explain the augmented reality there. We also talked about choosing our next artist for our artist salon, like we did in January. The idea is that maybe we'll have 4 of those a year, so that they're not coming up on top of each other so quickly. So we're going to be picking that. Our liaison to REACT also talked about the bike racks and the designs perhaps for the bike racks, which I know they're still working on with REACT. And then I don't have my next League of Municipalities meeting until next week, and then CSAC is towards the end of the month. So that's all I've got.
Great, thank you. Councilman Hache.
Okay, so we had, last Thursday, the CBDAC met, and we had a sneak peek at the CBD website. Our very, very talented tech expert unveiled a rough draft of what the website looks like. And that was a rough draft. I'm very excited because it looks great. We have secured domain name in downtownridgewood.com. And we're still in the process of data mining to ensure that all of our businesses will be represented in the website. So it's not only going to give an opportunity for our downtown to be promoted in the Ridgewood community in a very positive light, as well as being informative and keeping everyone up to date on community events and a calendar of events, but also give our small businesses the opportunity to advertise and promote themselves as well. So we're very excited for that. Looks like we're slightly ahead of schedule from where I thought that we would be by now, so very promising. Just a couple of things regarding some upcoming presentations through the Municipal Alliance. There will be on February 13th at the RHS Campus Center at 7 p.m. There will be a presentation by Dr. Tim Silvestri. If you guys have attended his presentations before, he's a wonderful speaker. It's regarding the social norm survey that students took last year. And it will deal focusing mainly on the prescription drugs and the issues that families are facing today. And as we all know, there's a national epidemic that we're facing when it comes to prescription drugs. So a very interesting presentation. And then on March 14th at 7 p.m. at GW, There will be a speaker on eating disorders. It's called Life Beyond Eating Disorders. So that's all I have.
Great, thank you. So I just have a couple of items. Saturday afternoon, I had the opportunity to attend a mayor's summit hosted by Congressman Josh Gottheimer. A spirited discussion was had by the many mayors that were in attendance. The congressman is going to be setting up on his website and having more accessibility to different grant opportunities, and they've assigned someone to be our go-to person that will give us information as it becomes available for different grants. And so that's a pretty exciting, and so I have his card, and we'll give that to everyone. We'll give all the information and disseminate that. And during the discussion, there was a little bit of conversation about water, and the congressman lives in Wyckoff, and there was some discussion about Ridgewood water, and so I just took the opportunity to remind everyone in the room that Ridgewood water is healthier and better than bottled water. So, and the tapped is supposed to be really fantastic, so we look forward to that. The HPC does meet tomorrow night, 8 p.m., weather permitting, in the garden room. So the HPC emails were just really almost beyond excited about the bike racks coming from, that they were going to have an opportunity to review. And so when they review those, I guess they're not going to be seeing those tomorrow night, but when they do have that opportunity to take a look at the different styles and options that will become available, it's helpful to note that they're advisory, and ultimately, we'll have that opportunity to decide which design we're interested in, and so that gives us a little say in that too, because some of them are really pretty cool. Just to follow up on Councilman Voigt's planning board, according to my calendar, March 7th is the next enclave, is the on board. 4/4 is Dayton, and 4/18, April 18th, will be Ken Smith.
Thank you.
Okay, no, very good. On another note, I had a resident who was calling me and calling me and calling me. He must have left a dozen messages in Village Hall, and I tried calling him back, and we had a little telephone tag going back and forth. But he was calling, he's quite elderly, and recently, I understand, may have had a stroke and not doing too well, but he was calling just to thank me and to tell me how wonderful John Spano, John Ward, and staff were in helping him get to his garbage and his recycling, and how cognizant they were of the difficulties he was having. And he was so grateful and appreciative to the village staff, and it just really exemplifies what community is all about. And so I just want to give a shout out to John Spano, John Ward, and everyone else who had been helping our elderly residents. And on a final note, some of you all might see there's some boxes over there from the newest sandwich shop, sub shop in town, Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's has been kind enough to pack those up for after the meeting for Village Council. There are some coupons. There's an awful lot of sandwiches, and I don't think this Village Council is going to be finishing them anytime soon. But there are some coupons there, and the reason I want to talk about those coupons is anyone in the room is welcome to take some coupons. The coupons are for a free sub with a $2 donation to the restoration of the bell tower at the high school. And that will allow restoration of the sound to, what do you call that? I'm sorry? Audio. That was the word, audio. So that will allow for the restoration and for the bells actually to be restored to the bell tower, which will be really wonderful. So we want to thank Jersey Mike's, wish them all the best of luck. They just opened. They were jam-packed today with high school students. But just remind everyone, if you get there, it's now until February 12th, $2 donation, free sub, donation to restore the audio at the bell tower. So we appreciate that. Thank you, and best of luck. And with that, we are moving on to Water Department. We have no ordinances, resolutions.
Yes, the following resolutions, numbered 17-26 through 17-37, will be adopted by a consent agenda with one vote by the Village Council. They will be read by title only. Title 59 approval, landscaping services, award contract, landscaping services. Title 59 approval, cold water meters and accessories, award contract, cold water meters and accessories. Title 59, approval of pipe appurtenances and service materials. Award contract pipe appurtenances and service materials. Title 59, approval of furnishing and delivering of sodium hypochlorite solution. Award contract furnishing and delivering of sodium hypochlorite solution. Title 59, approval servicing and repair of water pumping facilities. Award contract servicing and repair of water pumping facilities. Award professional services contract, US EPA compliance services for evaluation of groundwater wells. Authorized change order, installation of backup power at critical facilities. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes. With that, we'll go to our ordinances for introduction. I move the first reading of ordinance 3581.
Second?
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes, so ordered. Will the clerk please read ordinance 3581 by title?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 265 of the Code of the Village of Ridgewood, Vehicles and Traffic at Section 265-65, Schedule 15, parking prohibited at all times.
I move that ordinance 3581 be adopted on first reading and that March 8th, 2017 be fixed as the date for the hearing thereof.
Second?
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes, I move the first reading of ordinance 3582.
Second.
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes. So ordered. Will the clerk please read ordinance 3582 by title?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 265 of the Code of the Village of Ridgewood, Vehicles and Traffic at Section 265-25, angle parking.
Move that ordinance 3582 be adopted on first reading and that March 8th, 2017 be fixed as the date for the hearing thereon.
I second the motion.
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes, I move the first reading of ordinance 3583.
Second.
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes, so ordered. Will the clerk please read ordinance 3583 by title?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 238 of the Code of the Village of Ridgewood, Sewers and Sewage Disposal, Article 12, Liquid Waste Acceptance Program.
I move that ordinance 3583 be adopted on first reading and that March 8th, 2017 be fixed as the date for the hearing thereon.
Second.
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes. I move the first reading of ordinance 3584.
Second?
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes, so ordered. Will the clerk please read ordinance 3584 by title?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 145 of the Code of the Village of Ridgewood, fees at Section 145-6, enumeration of fees relating to code chapters.
I move that ordinance 3584 be adopted on first reading and that March 8th, 2017 be fixed as the date for the hearing thereon.
Second?
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes. I move the first reading of ordinance 3585.
Second?
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes, so ordered. Will the clerk please read ordinance 3585 by title?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 265 of the Code of the Village of Ridgewood, Vehicles and Traffic at Section 265-74, Schedule 24, bus stops.
I move that ordinance 3585 be adopted on first reading and that March 8th, 2017 be fixed as the date for the hearing thereon.
Second?
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes. I move the first reading of ordinance 3586.
Second.
Hold on one second. Who seconded? I'm sorry.
Oh, Ramon.
Ramon.
Ramon, okay. Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes, so ordered. Will the clerk please read ordinance 3586 by title?
Could I borrow someone's? For some reason, I don't have 86. Just so I can get, do you have the ordinance itself? I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 145 of the Code of the Village of Ridgewood, fees at Section 145-6, enumeration of fees relating to code chapters.
I move that ordinance 3586 be adopted on first reading and that March 8th, 2017 be fixed as the date for the hearing thereon.
Second.
Ashay?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voight?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton.
Yes. I move the first reading of ordinance 3587.
Second.
Ashe?
Yes.
Sedin?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes. So ordered. Will clerk please read ordinance 3587 by title?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 145 fees of the village code for grade and pool membership fees and tennis membership fees.
I move that ordinance 3587 be adopted on first reading, and the March 8, 2017 be fixed as a date for the hearing thereon.
Second.
Ashe?
Yes.
Sedin?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes. And with that, we're moving on to public hearings. I move the clerk read ordinance 3578 by title on second reading and that the public hearing thereon be opened.
Second.
Ashe?
Yes.
Sedin?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes. Will the clerk please read the title of ordinance 3578?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 145 fees of the village code for day camp fees.
Okay. The public hearing is now open. I move the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Ashe?
Yes.
Sedin?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes.
I move that ordinance 3578 be adopted on second reading and final publication as required by law.
Second.
Ashe?
Yes.
Sedin?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes. I move the clerk read ordinance 3579 by title on second reading and that the public hearing thereon be open.
Second.
Ashe?
Yes.
Sedin?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes. Will the clerk please read the title of ordinance 3579?
An ordinance of the Village of Ridgewood amending Chapter 190 Land Use and Development in order to amend the regulations for houses of worship, schools, and public utility facilities, to amend the requirements for buffers between incompatible uses, and to clarify the applicability of the chapter to municipal uses and to structures within the public right-of-way.
The public hearing is now open. Okay. I move the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Ashe?
Yes.
Sedin?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes.
I move that ordinance 3579 be adopted on second reading and final publication as required by law.
Second.
Ashe?
Yes.
Sedin?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes. I move the clerk read ordinance 3580 by title on second reading and the public hearing thereon be open.
Second.
Ashe?
Yes.
Sedin?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes. Will the clerk please read title of ordinance 3580?
An ordinance to amend Chapter 265 of the Code of the Village of Ridgewood, Vehicles and Traffic, at Section 265-29, parking meter zone designated.
Public hearing is now open. I move the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Ashe?
Yes.
Sedin?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes.
Need a motion?
Oh, second.
No, I need a motion.
Motion.
You have to read that you move it be adopted.
Oh, is that? I'm a page behind, I apologize.
That's okay.
Day late and a dollar short. Okay. I move that ordinance 3580 be adopted on second reading and final publication as required by law.
Second.
Ashe?
Yes.
Sedin?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes. File under never dull. Okay.
The following resolutions, numbered 17-38 through 17-53, are to be adopted by a consent agenda with one vote by the village council. They will be read by title only. Authorized membership agreement, cooperative purchasing program, North Jersey wastewater cooperative pricing system through lead agency Passaic Valley Sewerage Commission. Title 59 approval, maintenance of irrigation systems water fountains. Award contract, maintenance of irrigation systems water fountains. Award contract under cooperative purchasing program, truck chassis for sludge hauling tanker truck. Award contract under cooperative purchasing program, vacuum tank unit for sludge hauling tanker truck. Award contract under cooperative purchasing program, pumps for Ridgewood Lawn Sewer Pump Station. Award professional services contract, surveys of intersections for upgrade of traffic signals. Award professional services contract, 2017 land surveying services retainer for preparation of tax assessment map. Authorize the designation of acting municipal court administrator. Authorize Girl Scout Troop 1136 and Ridgewood Shade Tree Commission Project Shade Tree Nursery. Increase 2017 deferred school taxes. Approve budget reserve transfers. Authorize application for Sustainable Jersey PSE&G grant. Authorize execution of grant agreement. Community Development Block Grant. Handicapped accessible ramp at Gatehouse of Irene Habernickel Family Park. Award professional services contract. Noise assessment, Shedler Park property. Award professional services contract. Review of Village Hall HVAC system operation. May I have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Hache?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh? And Newton.
Yes. And with that, we'll go back to comments from the public, not to exceed 5 minutes for no total, no, unlimited. Mhm.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Rorick Hallaby. Some of you missed me, but I've been traveling tremendously, so
We did.
Yeah, we,
I
Can you
miss
just give your
too. I miss
address?
you too.
Your address?
Sorry?
Your address?
374 Evergreen Place,
Thank you.
Ridgewood. I have a couple of comments and a few questions, if you will. One, as far as the valley, forever you will be known as the council that pushed an 80-year-old institution, Ridgewood's crown jewel, out of Ridgewood. Now, you can come up with a lot of Kellyanne Conway doublespeak, but I think if the council had cooperated with the hospital, who knows what might have happened. But anyway, we'll see. And actually, I was quite amused by the fact that CRR celebrated by popping a bottle of champagne. I think before long they're going to be crying in their beer. We'll see. Now, the next point is the parking deck. What is happening with the parking deck? By now, the parking deck would have been finished. And since then, since you took over, it's been a big shell game. Uber this, reallocate space. But guess what? We are short of parking space. You know, and you can play all the games you want. We need a parking garage. And to throw everything that has been done out, the $600,000 that was spent on the architect before to start all over again, which means they're going to buy 1 or 2 years, isn't doing anybody any good. As a measure of the shortage of parking, and someone has to check me on this, and I think the CFO would be a good person to talk to, but I understand that the ratables, the rate at which the Central Business District has been paying in taxes, is half now what it was 10 years ago. Now, I ask each one of you, are the taxes you're paying in your house half what they were 10 years ago? No, they're probably double. We're not, the Central Business District is not the dynamic district that some of you make it out to be. Recently, we lost Joseph Banks. I mean, I don't know why they moved there in the first place. I think Jersey Mike's is a great, I've never been there, but I understand it's a great sandwich shop. But where they're located, where they have 10 spaces, I don't know how they're going to be able to park. Plus, you have the offices up on top. We have a shortage of parking places. This is affecting the dynamics of the Central Business District, and you guys have got to do something about it. Now, the village hall staffing is another question I have. It's been 6 months since Roberta was unceremoniously turfed out of her office. And what has taken so long in getting a replacement? Now, I realize you have something on in the closed session. Now, is it so secret that you can't mention what is happening as far as hiring a replacement for Roberta? Now, I can imagine where, with all the added expenses you have with legal expenses, etc., that saving her salary might be a way of compensating for that. But then if we don't need a village manager and we just need an acting village manager, and I know Heather is a very capable person, but I don't understand why it's taking so long, and I think you need to explain it to the public. Another thing is the committee staffing. Also, committees apparently are short of the numbers. The planning board apparently, and I might be wrong on the numbers, but you have 8 out of 12. So sometimes it's tough getting a quorum, if you will. And you know, since you the village council took over, you've lost 3 terrific people. Charles Dalbantian left, Blaise Blanchot left, and the Gail Price left. Now, could be coincidental, but it could be that they were uncomfortable with your approach. And now I also understand the recent hire or recent appointment puzzled me a little bit because I don't understand what the qualification of that person was other than being a friend of some of you people. So what is being done as far as staffing a very, very important committee, the planning board? Another question I have is I see under the closed session that you talk about Health Barn. What's happening with Health Barn? I thought the thing was settled. I mean, why is it should, if there's anything that needs to be addressed, why not talk about it publicly? When will we know what it is you'll be talking about in private? I have no idea. I have no axe to grind with Health Barn.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. We need answers. Thank you.
Good evening, Boyd Loving, 342 South Irving Street. I'd like to congratulate the council and the acting village manager for taking initiative and getting the Wi-Fi at Graydon Pool straightened out. Everybody said they loved it. Glad it was figured out how to resolve that issue. However, I would just remind the council and the acting village manager that I believe we still have the issue that there seems to be some sort of IT-related problem that is affecting opening up the bathrooms at the stable, and I'm wondering if that is also going to be resolved within the near future, or we're going to have to put up with another year of not having the bathrooms at the stable available for use. One more comment. Alternative news. As I recall, Ms. Sonnenfeld submitted a resignation. She was not unceremoniously removed from office. Alternative news. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other public comments? Okay. So with that, we'll close public comment. Just a couple of comments in response to some of the comments that were made by one resident. There are not 12 members to the planning board. There are 11. We've not once had a problem with having a meeting for lack of a quorum. There's been a quorum every single meeting. There's not been one cancellation, not one postponement. And the planning board is one of the boards, and as a member for better than 2 years, and having been on the Board of Adjustment for a number of years prior to that, I have to say these boards, land use boards, work really, really hard. The planning board is committed, they're dedicated, they're diligent, and I don't think a group, there's many groups that work hard, but the planning board, they really work their tails off. And I didn't get home this morning until I think it was 12:30. So we were in the planning board, but again, not an issue with a quorum. I don't know what anybody's talking about. I don't think there's been any friends hired or anything else. And the last village manager search took in excess of 8 months, just short of having a baby. So I think the garage...
So Mayor, I second your sentiments on both the zoning and the planning board. I know the people, we work very hard. You're absolutely right. We're always prepared. The good questions are asked, and everyone is really sharp when they show up. So yeah, I completely agree with you.
The amount of work that the planning board does, it borders on to come and make comments that are absolutely inaccurate, that have no basis in reality, is unfortunate and really unforgivable. So the planning board is functioning, and it is a tremendous, wonderful, hardworking group of people, and I couldn't be more proud to serve with Councilman Voigt and my fellow planning board colleagues. In terms of whatever's on closed session, that's closed session. If it were for public consumption, it would not be on closed session. So with that,
Can I just add also, I mean, unfortunately, the resident who asked the questions didn't stay around for the answers, but, you know, the issue of village manager, as with any staffing, is highly confidential. So we can't publish a list of who the candidates are, who are we talking to, who are we considering. So in terms of exciting updates as to what's happening, I mean, unfortunately, that's just not possible. And I think maybe some people have missed a few meetings, but we've been talking about the garage and the fact that we have re-engaged and we have now had multiple discussions with the architectural firm that was that had handled the design for the previous version of the garage, for the very fact that we did not want to walk away from money that was already spent. And I think a tremendous amount of work has been put in by all of us here in making sure that we continue to have a responsible discussion regarding the garage, and I think we've made a tremendous amount of progress. There's still some other discussions that need to be had, but obviously, you know, some of these things are confidential, so we'll continue to have push forward. And, you know, to make a suggestion that we are unaware of the closures of these businesses, we've discussed it here up on the dais. The fact that we've had several businesses closing and you know, unfortunately more to come, and we're trying to do everything possible to revive the downtown in many different ways, including parking, but other things that need to happen as well, so.
yeah. And again, it's really important to when somebody comes to the microphone or goes out to the social media, and I actually am remiss in not thanking Mr. Loving for pointing out that it was the former village manager left on her own accord by submitting a self-executing letter of resignation. So we appreciate public comment, but hope that when people come to the microphone, the comments are at least accurate. So with that, motion
Let me
to-
just make one more comment. I do want to mention that the IT issue challenge is going to be corrected, and come March is when we open the bathrooms over here. That should be ready to go in March. It's like mid-March, so about a month from now. So we're hopeful that will be corrected by that time, but it'll definitely be up and running, you know, for the summer and the fall as well.
Thank you, thank you. And with that, we'll have a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Be it resolved by the Village Council of the Village of Ridgewood that the Village Council meet in closed session on February 8th, 2017, at 8:00 p.m. or soon thereafter, as a matter on the agenda can be reached. And the said closed session be held in the caucus room of the Ridgewood Village Hall, 131 North Maple Avenue, Ridgewood, New Jersey. Be it further resolved that the matters to be discussed in closed session are limited to contract negotiations, potential purchase of property, legal matters to include health barn, RCRD, litigation, and personnel matters to include village manager's office, village manager's search. These matters are allowable under NJSA 10:4-12 et sec. And be it further resolved that the minutes of this meeting shall be made available to the general public when such matters have been deemed completed by resolution of the Village Council. May I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.